Hey there, it's Adam from EVStraya. Welcome back to the channel and another video. Well, we've got a bit of a drive today. We're going to go out and pick something up out near Erina. So we're going to try and see how far the car can take us without any interventions. About 27 kilometers, 38 minutes. Hoping no interventions, but the navigation has taken me a way I don't really want to go right at the start, just due to some traffic. I'm going to try and see if I can indicate to move around it without disengaging. However, if it doesn't let me, I'm going to disengage to take a slightly shorter route so we're not stuck in traffic for the initial part of the route. So let's go. We are going to press and hold start FSD supervise. We're going to tap the brake, and we're also going to indicate to come out of our driveway in the right rather than the left. Again, we don't want to be going up that way because that way takes us up to a dead end, which we can turn around in, but isn't really ideal. So we're going to go out this way instead. A bit sunny. Chuck the sunnies on. We're just after kind of school time, so I'm hoping we are going to actually go through a school zone, which is actually still active too. So we're going to see if the car is okay taking us through that and obviously slowing down. If not, we will dial the scroll wheel down to 40 to make sure we're not speeding through that speed zone as well. Okay, obviously checking which way we're going. We're all good, no cars, away we turn. Really good so far. Again, the only other ways we will disengage, obviously, if there is a safety issue. Obviously, we're not going to let the car get itself into a situation where things are unsafe. I will also avoid potholes as well. These wheels don't have a lot of leeway when it comes to potholes, so I will, if I need to, avoid a large pothole to save my wheels and tyres. Okay, in a 50 zone, car on the speed limit, pretty good. Okay, down here is the school zone, so we'll see if the car realizes. Okay, so it goes up to 60 and then we'll drop to 40 pretty quickly. So again, I'm going to put my hand on the scroll wheel. Okay, so we're slowing down to 50. Okay, I'm going to dial down because that's... yeah, quite often there's, and rightly so, there's quite often police as well that sit in the school zones, and obviously for children's safety, we want to make sure when we're going past the schools that we're going nice and slow, just in case anything happens, kids jumping out of cars or anything like that. Okay, because of that, we probably will have to manually dial back up to 60, which we will do. Actually, I'll go 65, which is roughly 10%, which is what the offset is set to. Okay, a bit of a slowdown there, probably for those pedestrians. Also, roundabout coming up here. All good, indicating left to go off the roundabout. Okay, speeding up. And a little way under the speed limit, but not too bad. Of roadkill there, unfortunately, on the road. Car maybe slightly moved to the left to not run over that, but again, not too sure. This road quite bad, more so in the opposite direction in terms of potholes, like really bad. They've patched this side up pretty decently, but I am keeping a pretty close eye out on new ones that have opened up. But yeah, I don't to be honest, coming back in the other direction, I don't go this way if I'm going to use full self-driving, because it's there's just far too many potholes and I'll be disengaging the whole time. So I can go home a different way, which I generally let the car take me, even though this way is probably slightly shorter. Okay, some potholes down here as well, but again, these have also been filled mostly. Still a little bit rough though, but okay, turning right. Now this is where I may have to take over, because I want to take one of the streets up here to the right versus going around to the left, just due to, okay, stopping, and we're good to go. So we're going, and again, there is a pothole here that I don't know if it has been filled. It's been filled, not too bad. Actually, there's one here that isn't. So yeah, so I'm going to disengage there, obviously to avoid that pothole, but I also do want to potholes. Just record that back. But I do want to go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just re-engage here. And this is the new way that we will go to avoid a bit of traffic, but also we want to avoid turning right onto a real busy road that will just take forever to get across at this time of morning. So this way is the more ideal way to go. One other thing I found too, I don't know if it was recorded in another video, but I seem to be having a real hard time re-engaging FSD after disengaging it. And those of you know, by default, I think it's by default still, turning on autopilot in the car is normally a double tap of the right scroll wheel. Turns out for full self-driving, it's actually a single tap. So I was actually engaging it and disengaging it. So I've probably sent a whole bunch of crappy disengagements to Tesla for absolutely no reason, because I was actually misusing the system. So yeah, just a single tap seems to be the way to go for full self-driving, even though the settings last I checked on my car were to enable autopilot by double tapping. So all right, we're going to be pretty busy here. We're probably going to have to wait for a car to let us in, if I'm honest, because it is quite busy. So I may have to touch the accelerator if someone slows down to let me in. No, didn't even need to, because the car realized. I give him another thank for that. That was awesome. That was really good. I think the car actually realized that the car was slowing down for me to let me in. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool indeed. All right, that's probably the more troublesome part of the drive in terms of just traffic build-up and congestion. So we should hopefully be pretty free now. Car's going to go through the orange, which is all right. I probably would have stopped there, personally, if I'm honest. Car obviously thought there was enough time, and there was. We made it through well and truly on the orange, but there was probably room to stop, if I'm honest. I wouldn't have had to have slammed on the brakes to stop there, but 50-50, I give it. 50-50 for that one. That's where the car wanted us to turn, just to the right there, which again at this time of morning is a pretty tough gig to try and get to happen. So I normally avoid that if possible, although the Tesla navigation really prefers taking you that way, because if you can do it and you can do it quickly, it is shorter. But as you can see, this traffic in the opposite direction pretty much has not stopped since we've been driving. There's a break now, but what you'll find is the other side will pick up and you'll be still stuck. So anyway, it's all good. We made it out. All right, speed limit's up to 60. Car just a little slow to move up to that speed. But again, there's no one behind me. Oh, we're going up to 60 now. We're good. We're good. Maybe it slowed down for the lights, potentially. Not sure. Hoping, I've got 3 cameras going today, hoping with the car cabin set to a lower temperature that we can get all of this content recorded on all 3 cameras without anything overheating. That would be awesome. I have also dropped the resolution for this longer video down to 1080p. So this one won't be 4K on YouTube, unfortunately, but I just want to test and make sure I can get this content actually created without anything overheating. Should that work, the next one, maybe even the return trip, I will maybe turn things back to 4K and see if we can get that recording. Okay, we probably have to move over in a second, which great minds think alike, even though one is a computer-based mind. But again, same time, we suggested to move across to the left lane and the car did it instantly, so that's perfect. Alright, so we're going to move across here to the left, so indicator on. All good. Now these 2 lanes do go across into 3 lanes. The far left lane will go left to the superchargers or the Tugra Supercenter. I'm hoping the car takes the middle lane if possible. Or if it doesn't, it changes to the right lane shortly after. Because this lane will have to go left. There is no choice in the matter. No one in the right lane, so there's room to go now if it wants to. Just conscious of someone. I'm going to try and indicate. Okay, I forced that lane change over without disengaging because the car was going that way, which obviously is not ideal. So we're not going to count that as an intervention per se, or a disengagement, sorry. We will count that as an intervention because, yeah, that would have gone left. Or, yeah, I don't know what it would have done, to be honest. It would have, it couldn't have gone straight through it because there's a concrete bit in the middle of the road. So I guess we would have probably gone left and then tried to find a way to turn around and then move back out. So again, lane changes. I know Tesla Tom, hi if you're watching, it was mentioned on your stream last night. Lane changes on FSD don't seem to override the decision making of the car. On my car it seems to, so I don't know, I'm not sure why there's a bit of a difference there, but if I pushed or turned the indicators on in either direction, the car will change lanes. Now, I don't know if it will force a turn into, say, a street by turning the indicator on, or whether it is just limited to lane changes. I'm not entirely sure, but again, maybe that's a test for another video to see if we can overrule a route. Ideally, when I disengaged for the pothole previously, that was what I was going to try and do. I was going to try and turn the right indicator on to try and get it to take the street, but obviously we didn't get that far. Okay, 19 kilometers to go. So far, pretty good, I'd say. Can't really fault too much with the system so far, other than that slight issue with the turning left. Now, that could be map data as well. I don't know. The car knew to go straight from a navigation perspective, but I don't know if there's anything specific there from a mapping data perspective that controls what lane the car should be in. I'm not entirely sure. Just heard a siren, possibly going the other direction, so we don't have to worry about that. Supposedly, according to the release notes, the car does listen to audio too, so if it does hear sirens, it is meant to, I don't know, do something. Not sure if it changes lanes out of the way or pulls to the left in our example, but not too sure. But yeah, there is something in the release notes that does mention the fact the car does listen to audio. Alright, going through the roundabout, all good, indicating to go off, perfect. Okay, slowing down slightly for this car to turn off, so that's all good. Okay, hopefully goes back up to the speed limit a little closer here. So 63 and a 70, not too terrible. Moving up slowly. Slowing back down again. No one behind me. I am also in the left lane, so all good there. Pedestrian walking along the road. All good. Okay, slowing down quite a bit now, down to 60. Now it does actually go to 60 here, so maybe anticipation. Maybe anticipation, not sure. Okay, slowing down for another roundabout. Central Coast loves their roundabouts. I've always been pretty vocal of the fact that when I did get full self-driving, I would be able to put the car through a lot of roundabout testing. Turns out I don't really need to do a lot of roundabout testing because they've pretty much nailed it, I feel. I feel roundabouts, I thought, would be a big challenge early on having the car. Those of you that have seen my old videos of sort of early autopilot and navigate on autopilot, I felt that roundabouts would be a real issue and a struggle to get right. But again, really smooth. And we saw a lot of improvement in the US too, in the various FSD iterations as well. I remember seeing Chris, Dirty Tesla, one of his earlier videos with roundabouts, and again, it used to be very hesitant in terms of the way it used to take roundabouts, but now it's absolutely smooth as, which is awesome. Alright, another roundabout. Slowing down. Indicating to go off. All good. Okay, we're going to have to change lanes to the right in a little bit. We do need to turn right in about 700 meters. Police coming in the opposite direction. A couple of them. Now, if this was me, I would... I'd scoot across in a second. I'd scoot across like in this gap now, to be honest. Plenty of room. We've still got plenty of room. Maybe it'll wait till the other side of the lights and then jump across. Yep, there it goes. Okay, I would take the right lane here because the left lane merges. I feel the car's going to take the left. No, it takes the right. Okay. Good job. Good job. I'm happy with that. Even though it's longer, there's more of a weight in this line. To be honest, it'll probably miss the green arrow. But I'm alright with that. Completely fine with it. Something's obviously going on pretty major. So there's 2 police cars and a rescue truck. So yeah, we've missed this light, but that's okay. Probably would have made it in the left lane, but that's okay. We're not in any hurry whatsoever. Visualizations look really good. Yeah, I just love seeing how much the car sees. It is really crazy in terms of how much it sees. You can see it's focused very much on the red lights. Now, obviously you can see in front there's a green light for the cars going straight. There's a right lane for a right red arrow. Get your English out, Adam. For the cars turning right. The car is very much focused on just the red lights, which are the arrows. A little bit of flickering on the screen between the green light and the red light, but you can see the car is looking at, in terms of the blue traffic lights, 1, 2, and then the one up here, which I think it's using those in its decision making in terms of working out which light is applicable to us. So I've had no issues whatsoever with the dual lights. They seem to work and be picked up perfectly. I've had no issue. One question I had on one of my videos was in those areas where, say, you've got the two sets of lights and you've got the arrow not lit up, meaning that you can go when it's clear. I have not tested that scenario yet, and I do believe I know where one is near my house, so I will try and test that. I do need to test that at night though, because I think at night is the only scenario where those lights actually go into that mode. During the day, they're forced on the green, orange and red arrows versus it being non-lit, meaning you can go when it's free anytime. So again, I will try and test that. May need a couple of loops to try and test that out, but the plan is to try and test that scenario out to see if that works. Okay, we're about halfway, I think, maybe a little over halfway. So far, so good. We had one disengagement for pothole and a slight navigation change. I'll wrap them up into the one thing. And then one instance where I simply slight navigation change. I use my indicator to override a lane change. Okay, going right here at this roundabout. Indicator on, good. Ooh, potholes, seriously. Left indicator off the roundabout, that's pretty good. Alright, hopefully speed up a bit. Got a car behind me. Okay, speed is 50 right here. It does go up to 70 in a second. Alright, get my foot ready just in case the car doesn't decide to speed up. I might give the accelerator a slight tap because there is a car right behind me. I'm going to give it just a very light tap just to go, hey, just letting you know. And the car has moved up a little bit in speed, so that's good. Yeah, don't know, a little bit odd, but maybe a cautious thing, I think, in terms of the car. Comment on one of my videos, I think last night's one, I think from someone in the US, mentioned they do that from time to time in the US as well, so that's alright. I'm kind of alright with a few Ks under the speed limit, not too bad, but 15 in my opinion is probably a little bit too much where you start to annoy the drivers, so I'd rather be on top of that if I can. That was a nice acceleration out of the corner. That was really good. It'd be nice if it did that all the time. So slowed for decent bend corner, but nice part was that it definitely felt some acceleration when it was coming out of that corner. nice thing that we saw just then with that car pulling out in front of us was that the car didn't really hesitate. It didn't really slow down. Those of you used to driving around on auto steer or autopilot or even navigate on autopilot, when that scenario happens, the car definitely spooks itself, right? And definitely gets to a point where it tries to slow down quite heavily because it's not sure about the distance or what's happening in front of it. So yeah, very, very nicely handled in terms of that. Okay, we're gonna have another school zone coming up. Now I'm not might be actually finished. It might have finished at 9:30 potentially, so we'll keep an eye out for that and make sure there's no issues there with the school zone. From memory, it's just over this hill up here. Alright, that has ended at 9:30. So speed zone is still 60 through here. School zone is not applicable, down to 40. But again, we will keep our eye out and make sure there's no late straggling students that we need to be careful of. So far, so good. Nice white Tesla coming in the opposite direction. Hello to you. Alright. Some roadworks going on here, so we need to go right at this roundabout. So there's 2 lanes, both go right. I think that might be new potentially. Alright, we can go. No, we can't go now. You're doing all the way around, so we will keep waiting. Good call, car. Good call. Good. Love that. Love that very much. Just so confident in terms of just it knows it can go and it goes. Just it's no hesitation. Doesn't pull halfway out into the intersection. Doesn't pull out and then stop. It just knows it's good and it goes. It's brilliant. It's so good. All right, back up to 60 hopefully. We can go in the left lane if needed. Lights up here are red. That's okay. Visualizations showing the car slowing down. Also, so far, so good with the cameras, touch wood. We've got 10 minutes to go, 7 kilometres. Fingers crossed we can get through it without any cameras overheating. That would be lovely. Especially the front one. This front one's going to be copping quite a bit of sunlight, actually. So, fingers crossed that one holds up. It's another roundabout. Again, we're going to go straight through this one. No one coming. We should be good to go. Yep, we are good. Okay, indicator to go off. Now, if it was me, I would I'd go into the left lane now, hey. I would pull over to the left and just cruise along in that lane, which the car's doing. Good job. Good job. I don't know if you heard me. Didn't touch the wheel, promise you. I did not do that lane change at all. Car did it itself, which I love. Good job. That was the car that was behind me for quite a while before, where I touched my foot on the accelerator to get it to go when we hit that 70 zone. So didn't want to annoy that driver anymore. So I'm glad the car moved out into the left lane, because we can actually, I think we can actually stay in this lane pretty much right till we turn to get to our destination. So smart planning of its driving, if that's indeed what it did. Alright, another red light. So again, you can see another one of those examples of the lights with two sides. This time they're both green, but for a little bit, one was red, one was green. Again, no issues. Car had no problem. Probably was a little bit easier because we had a car stopped in front of us, but again, even if I'm the first car, I've not seen an issue with that situation whatsoever, which is nice. Not a bad looking day again up here on the Central Coast. I've had quite the week or so actually in terms of the weather, which has made it really nice to drive. We do have some rain coming, which I don't know if any Australian creator has really had the opportunity to create some full self-driving content in the rain. Now I know Ryan had some hazy, cold conditions, but I don't know if there was a lot of rain, so I'd really like to test this in some pretty serious rain and see how things are handled. Obviously, be quite a little bit more cautious in that situation, but I would really like to see how this goes in rain. And I think we've got some rain coming next week. So again, could be a good opportunity to create some wet weather content. So subscribe and give us a follow if you want to see some of that content coming. Again, we're going to be creating a heap of content here on the channel with full self-driving. Those of you not aware, I am on a full self-driving trial as part of early access. I have enhanced autopilot purchased, but I've been waiting for full self-driving to be released before re-pulling the pin on full self-driving. I did have it on my 2019 Performance Model 3, which I no longer have. So I will be purchasing full self-driving for this car towards the end of the trial period, which is at the end of September. So in a couple of weeks, I will pay the $5,000 difference to move from enhanced autopilot to full self-driving. Probably a decent move now, because there is all those open windows traditionally for moving it to another car. So Tesla seem pretty keen on bringing that promotion up a few times a year to bring sales along. So I think I'm pretty comfortable in making that full decision, knowing that when Bluey gets an upgrade, again, no plans for that, this car's only a year old, but when the car does get upgraded, knowing that there is a very, very high chance of me having the ability to move it across to the new car, which is nice. So obviously hoping that we get trial options available too, subscription options available, which will allow people to subscribe potentially on the months that they want to use it. Obviously they have that in the US and Canada. Don't know if that's coming to Australia, but hopefully. It seems like a pretty smart thing to do, in my opinion. But I don't think I get any savings benefit from being on enhanced autopilot to subscribing. I think the subscription's the same price whether you're on enhanced autopilot or full self-driving. If you're on enhanced autopilot or standard autopilot. So for me, I'll just purchase it outright. I have no problem doing that. This is so good. I'm still shocked. Like, we're approaching half a week, I think, or a bit over half a week, and I'm still blown away by just how damn good this thing drives. Like, I've done nothing other than one indicator and moving for a pothole. I've done nothing else. I've done absolutely nothing else other than just watch what's been going on with my surroundings. But we've still got a kilometre to go, so I don't want to spook things too much. Okay, green light. We are in the middle of an intersection, but the light is green, so we're going to be moving, so I'm okay with that. If that light up here was red, I would have hoped that the car just sat at that previous intersection or the previous set of traffic lights to wait for it to be free rather than block it. So all good. We are moving along. We're very close now. We're on the second last road to our destination. Don't know whether it's going to park, to be honest, because again, I don't know this area super well. I've been here quite a lot, but I don't really know the intricacies of all of the parking spaces to go. So I'm expecting maybe the car will kind of just stop out the front, and if there's no spot, it'll just kind of drive slowly. So I may have to disengage there and park the car manually, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Okay, so we're just to the left here. Car is good. Okay, we can go, which we are going to go. Now, I think there's parking around the back, maybe, in this area. Is it going to go in here? It's going to go here. It's gone in here. And kind of stopped. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to just reverse up here and fix it. But it went to where I need to be. So that's pretty good. I'm alright with that. Good job. It actually pulled me into the right section, which is fantastic. So, I'm here. Got to pick up something here. Got to go somewhere else quickly. And then we might actually shoot the return trip and see how we go heading home. So, put the car in park. Thoughts on that drive? Bloody good. Bloody good. Again, not a short drive, pretty decent duration drive. Again, one intervention for a lane change and one disengagement due to a pothole, which to be honest was also partly a navigation change, just because I would have preferred the car go a slightly different way. But other than that, you can't fault this thing. It works so damn well. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I certainly liked getting driven around by the car on it. So give this video a like if you thought it was good. Feel free to subscribe or follow the channel if you want to see more. Again, appreciate you tuning in. Stay safe. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now.